So it looks like I have a concussion. I got it at work yesterday, and it's the cause of me currently having a lot of trouble speaking for extended periods of time, so I don't know if making this video is a good idea, but I'm gonna try to do it anyway, because I like to archive things. Yeah, I was at work, and I got a concussion in probably the stupidest way possible. I was just really over caffeinated because it was quite a busy day and I had a much larger workload than usual. And they had warned me a couple days before, like, yeah, there's going to be more work on this specific day. You don't have to come in necessarily, you don't have to complete it all, but just try to do the best that you can. And if you need to not come in, let us know. They were pretty nice to me about it. They let me know in advance, so I was trying to be prepared in advance. And I had my normal caffeine pill that I have every morning, which is 200 milligrams. And then a little bit later, like 5 hours into my shift, or thereabouts, I had a Rockstar. Or, no, it wasn't 5 hours into my shift. It was 5 hours from when I had first woke up. I had a Rockstar. And so I had, like, a lot of manic energy, just moving back and forth. And I didn't have proper sleep the night before. So I was also much more oblivious to my surroundings than normal. And all of those things came together to lead to that one moment when I was looking down at my phone in the parking lot, and I just hit my head on the concrete that was above me because I was in a underground parking lot. There's a concrete rectangular rail directly above my head where I was standing, and I just fucking walked into it. And it made this loud sound at the top of my head. And I tried to kind of push myself to do more work, even though there was so much pain in my head. And I was just like, okay, fuck this. I'm literally seeing double vision right now. My heart is beating out of my chest. There's all this pain and inflammation in my head and throughout my body. Like, I felt super, super warm all of a sudden. And I was, like, feeling super nauseous and like I couldn't stand up. And I was just like, fuck this. Oh, okay. So I went to talk to somebody at my job and they wanted me to file this incident form. And I said, I can't write right now. Like, I can't even see this in front of me. By far the scariest thing that happened too was when my vision kept going black and then coming back. So, a little bit before that had happened, when I was making my way down to that special zone where I would, you know, uh, find out what the next steps were, I kept, like, my vision would just go to black, and then it would come back, and then it would go to black, and then it would come back. So I thought I was gonna pass out or have a seizure or something, and thankfully I didn't, but that was pretty scary. Um, so the fire department comes, and then they're like, we don't have enough ambulances because literally all of the ambulances are out helping other people right now. So we're gonna call a cab for you, free of charge. And I was like, okay, cool. So I go to the hospital, and by the time I'm there, I'm like, do I really want to pay money for this? Like, it's gonna be thousands and thousands of dollars for this emergency room visit. When I'm already feeling like okay enough to walk and do stuff. So I was just like, fuck it. Fuck this. And my wife was there waiting for me, and we both just went home. In a Lyft, of course, because I was not in the headspace to take public transit. It would have taken too long to get home, and when the train car goes in a tunnel, it's really fast and really loud, and I knew I'd get motion sickness. So I just went home. And my head still hurts. It's like a day later and my head still hurts. I woke up with it like hurting on all sides, like a whole lot, and it hurts right now too. And there's a bump on my head where I hit it, and yeah, I'm just laying here, trying not to do anything fun, like any music or video games or whatever, but it's hard. It's my day off, and I can't even do anything I like to do. Sucks. But yeah, I hit my head, and I mean, it was in the stupidest way ever. If I was just looking where I was going, I would have been fine. Or if I just processed my environment in like a, more relaxed way. Because, caffeine tends to give me a lot of anxiety, even though it gives me a lot of energy. And that tends to make me like not very good at processing my environment just because I'm so overwhelmed that like it's hard for me. And it's of course even harder when I haven't had sleep because, you know, I mean, people just become oblivious when they haven't had sleep. They don't know what's going on around them. I especially don't because I spent so much of my youth when I was in school, like just awake for 3 or 4 days because would I would just be so stressed out about having to be around other people when I would go to school the next day that I could not sleep. I physically couldn't get to sleep because I was just dreading having to be around other people so much. And other times I could get to sleep, but I refused to because I valued my time so much and I felt like I had no free time when I was going to school. So I would just, stay awake all the time to be able to have some free time to do things I wanted to do. But then it was also hard to do things that I wanted to do because all I could think about was when I would go to school the next day, and it was like I had no separation from my life and going to school. Like it was all I ever thought about because it was just this problem that I felt like needed to be solved. Like the fact that I went there made me feel so bad, and I was like, this is a problem. It needs to be solved. But it's it's perpetually there. Like the problem never actually gets solved. You just have to, constantly worry about it and think about it until, your vacation rolls around, and then, you have like a month or two of respite from all of that. And you know, The difference is with work is that, you know, you don't get vacation time a lot of the time. And if you do, it's usually not paid. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I just have a concussion because I didn't get good sleep and I had too much caffeine, which was making me act weird. I did some stupid shit. And now my head hurts. I don't know how long it's gonna hurt. It's been so many years since I've had a concussion. I used to get them, you know, not, I wouldn't say frequently, but I had them multiple times as a child from how hard my father would hit me in the head, or my stepbrother. I'd get fucking knocked in the head pretty hard. And I also would fall down on pavement near our house or on rocks near our house quite a lot. I fell down quite a lot trying to run away from my parents or my stepbrother. There were a lot of events like that, either me trying to run away from them, trying to hurt me, or trying to run away from home and I'd fall. Um, yeah, I've hit my head so many times when I was younger, but you know, that hasn't happened to me in so many years. Like, it's been so many years since my head has been hurt. Um, so I don't really remember what it felt like. I think back then it probably hurt less because this hurts quite a lot.